Hi everybody, April here, and I want to welcome you to my page. And today we're talking about we have to find balance, and in order to find balance, we have to be able to look at the big picture. And in the big picture of everything, there is good, there's bad, there's ugly, and there's beautiful. And a lot of times we get so caught up in the bad, or we get so caught up in the ugly, or sometimes people will say, oh, you're just another Pollyanna. You can only see the good in everything. It's when we have the balance of that whole big picture, when we have that understanding that it takes everything to make it happen. It takes everything to make it, to be clear, to give us insight, to, we may not always learn the lesson that we needed to learn in it, but it had to be part of the process. So if you have something that's happening in life and you look at it and you're like, wow, that, I can really see the good in it and I'm really blessed by it, but, or, this has been such an awful experience and I just don't know if I can keep going on. I'm just going to quit. That's you looking and focusing on the bad. And when we can't find the good in it, then we can't, or the beauty in it, then we can't move forward. And you'll notice when I say the good, the bad, the ugly, and the beautiful. And the way to do that is we always want to end on a good and a beautiful. We don't want to stay on the bad and the ugly. We want to have that balance, and we want to be able to nest it all together in a place and in a way of perfection that's going to bring to us and for us the highest good of that which is there for us through each and everything that we go through. One of these techniques works really well when you're working with the grief process. And as you're going through the grief process, it's really easy to get stuck in being sorry or feeling like the victim of losing the relationship or losing the job, or the ugly of having lost a loved one to a car wreck or an unexpected death or disease. And when we look at it, though, from the perspective of the whole big picture, it makes it easier for us to come to a better understanding of it. It helps us move out of the victim role. It helps us move into a space of honoring and respecting and loving unconditional, and all of those different points of it and aspects of it. So when we look at things in life, we really want to focus on there's always good in everything. There's always a little bit of bad in something, a little bit of ugly, and we have to find the beautiful in it as well. And I tell people, when you get caught up in this, and for example, I'm stuck in the grief because I lost this job. And so when they go through it, all they'll talk about is the awful things that have happened. The awful things about how this boss did that, or how they didn't outline everything in great detail, or I don't want to give up all my time for this or that. And rather than looking at it from the whole big perspective of the good in it, I have a job, I'm making a wonderful wage. The bad in it is, yeah, maybe my boss isn't communicating, but maybe I need to step forward and find a way to communicate as well. The ugly in it can be I'm having to give a little bit more hours than I want to right now because I'm learning and growing. And the beautiful of it is through all this, I'm going to become stronger. I'm going to be able to be a more contributing entity to my own life and to my own knowledge. So you always want to find that process. And when you're doing that process, you don't want to stay in the good all the time. You don't want to stay in the bad all the time and just focus on the bad over and over and over and over and over again, or the ugly. You want to time yourself. Give yourself just so much time that you're allowed to spend there. I'll tell you what, if you try to spend 2 minutes in the good, 2 minutes in the bad, 2 minutes in the ugly, and 2 minutes in the beautiful, you will find it hard to be able to fill in that whole 2 minutes. And if you give yourself just that window, you'll be able to move through it quicker. You won't find yourself repeating and going over the same things over and over and over again. And I call it beating on the dead horse, because you'll have to take yourself through that process quicker. You're going to have to say, okay, I'm going to get to vent and fuse what I need to vent and fuse, but I'm not going to stay there. I'm not going to let it own me. I'm going to own it. I'm going to own my thought process, and I'm going to own how I respond to it. So a lot of times in life we get caught up in those things, and we really get to the point where we beat ourselves down to the point where we have to take a time out. We have to say, wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute. This is not working. I've got to back out of this for a little while. I've got to either go back to another situation, or I've got to remove myself from, maybe I have to quit that job. Maybe I have to leave that relationship for a while in order for some healing to be able to come in. Maybe that's what the healthiest thing is to do. But give yourself the process. Don't just stay focused on one part of it. Don't just keep yourself in that realm of, oh, I'm just so miserable because of, I don't have any friends because of, I can't seem to accomplish this task because of. I personally get really frustrated with technology. It's one of the biggest things that'll send me over the edge. And I have to spend time with it, looking at it from those perspectives. I have to look at it from the good. Oh, I'm so blessed that I have the opportunity to be able to share with you here on technology. I can bring forward information here. The bad of it is sometimes it doesn't work and I want to just scream, or I want to just say, no, I have to stop and I have to back myself up and say, okay, the bad in this is I can't seem to get the internet connection to work. What do I need to do? The ugly of it is I have to do something. I have to make the actual physical steps of stepping in there and doing it. And that's a big part of it. A lot of times we don't want to honor that, and we don't want to have to put that step into what we're doing. It's the actual doing. And the beauty of it is always going to work out. It's always going to happen. Sometimes I might have to call somebody for a little bit of help or a little bit of advice. But when I do, and when I step in it and I stand in it, boom, everything comes together. Everything works and everything is fulfilled. So today my message to you is look at the big cycle. Be balanced in all of it. Don't stay in the negative. Don't stay in the ugly and the bad of everything. We're in a time and our place in the countries right now where it looks like everything is just going to crap in a hay wagon, and we don't want to go that route. We want to be able to see the good in it. We want to see the bad in it. We want to see the ugly in it. We want to see the beautiful in it. The beautiful is your end results. What is going to come of that, and what is going to happen of it, and what can we contribute by being balanced within it. Have a great day. My name's April, and I want to thank you for taking time to listen to this today. And if at any point in time you'd like to talk to me, I'm an intuitive mentorship coach, teacher, author, a lecturer, and many other things. I'm a holistic healing practitioner, award-winning entrepreneur, and our business with holistic healing has had many awards rewarded to it as well. And as we go through life, we all have to look at the different journeys and the different places we're at in it. Sometimes everybody needs a little bit of help. Everybody needs a hand getting through some of the things that we go through in our lives. You can contact me at aprillugophd@yahoo.com. You can learn a little bit more about me at aprillugophd.com. And I'm here to help. Contact me, send me your questions, or see if maybe it's something I can help you with. And I am offering a special on the intuitive mentorship coaching sessions, quick little mini things to help introduce people to it, to see if it's something they're interested in. Contact me and we'll see if we can't work together. Have a great day.